Today, treasure hunter Jimmy Schatz is in Elmira, New York. He's finding American and French antiques at the home of Mr. B, grandson of a turn-of-the-century businessman.
As a picker in the antique business, I look at the exterior of a house first. I ask myself a few questions. Is it old? Are there some unusual features? Unique craftsmanship? For example, an historic plaque is an instant giveaway that there may be treasures inside. The exterior of Mr. B's house gave me those clues.
Inside, Jimmy found an exquisite pair of American ladder-back chairs, dating to 1780.
These are very high. You're going to have a ladder-back chair. We're talking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 slats. Run your hand, look at the workmanship. Look how thin these slats are. It's all out of hickory. You have the original splint seats. I bet you don't know what really excites me about these chairs the most.
What would that be?
What I love are these turnings. Whenever you're looking at American furniture, these are wild, I mean wild, bulbous turnings. This took imagination. The man that was making this chair, I mean, instead of a simple turn, he could have done this. He could have done a more simple turning along here, but no. He saw this chair, big, bulbous. This makes the whole chair. Without this here, they're entirely different. They don't have the charm, they don't have that pizzazz.
This pair of American ladder-back chairs is on the auction block. To place your bid, log on to treasurehunter.com.
What I like about everything in your house is everything's untouched. I mean, this has some apologies, but nothing here has been touched, monkeyed with, restored, refinished.
Stayed away from that.
I mean, nothing's, but what we have a grandfather clock in walnut with a burl veneer around the face here. You're talking a scallop door. We have, again, a burled panel down here. Now, we have age cracks, which is sort of normal. You hate to see it happen.
Sure.
But we're talking a piece here that dates probably right around 1810.
To Jimmy, the hand-painted dial is the most interesting feature.
You got the figures of the ladies in each corner. We have the western, eastern hemispheres right here. And we have what we call moon face. This dial actually would have a calendar here. And do you see this little point?
Sure.
This point would point to the day of the month. Well, there you go. You'll be able to see when this is a full moon, when the movement's actually running, it's going to click. There, we're in a full moon mode. Well, this is good. We have brass movements, which is better than wood. The brass was more precision. The wood would warp, would not be an accurate timekeeper. With the brass movement, it's usually a higher grade clock. You also have a chime, a bell, that would ring on the hour, possibly the quarter and the half. But without taking this off, I won't know how complicated this actually gets, because it's more complicated to ring also on the quarter after, and on the half. So this certainly would chime on the hour. If we look at the backboard, I mean, again, we're talking about untouched. This is a one-board back, two-board back, okay, through here. Nothing's been altered. There's no paper label, no signatures. This is just how you want to find a clock, though. Did this come from the grandfather?
Yes.
Same collection.
Came from my grandfather. He tried to collect one and give it to each one of his children.
Collect one what? Grandfather clock?
Yeah.
For each one of the kids?
Yeah.
Okay. And this one is yours? Or
This is the one my father got, yeah.
All right. That's interesting. But you don't know where did he go to Europe? Did he travel abroad?
No, not that anymore.
Okay. Well, what would you think a clock like this might be worth in today's market?
I don't know. I thought 3,000. I don't.
Well, that's not a bad guess. I'm going to say more. We have a complicated movement. We have a fantastic dial. With a little bit more inspection and research, I may be able to identify by this dial who made this clock. We're missing what we call a rosette right here, and that's really the biggest problem with the clock is that one little rosette. And I don't know if you have it, but a clock like this is going to run $5,000 to $7,000. If we can identify the maker, and if he's important enough, it might even reach $10,000. Now, this is a beautiful clock, and just the way we like to find it, just untouched.
To bid on this grandfather clock, log on to treasurehunter.com. Mr. B's home is a treasure trove of American antiques and collectibles. The next item Jimmy finds has its own unique style.
I'm glad we've come across this piece because it's a little different than everything you had. We had definite styles of furniture. The Etagere is Rococo Revival. Now we know what everything is. This is really what we call a transitional piece. Certainly it has Hepwood influences, but yet at the same time it has Empire. Empire dating, 1840 or so. Hepwood a little earlier. So we're coming into the later Hepwood time. But the desk is all veneered. And if you look here, we have a matched veneer. It looks to be a rosewood, walnut, burl walnut type veneer. Well, let's open up the desk and show what we have here. We have a latch at the bottom. What we have is just a nice secretary. This is what we would call a fitted top. You have the little drawers or compartments here, slots here that would have been used for letters, paperwork, and this is a nice feature here. These are your drawer slides for your flip down lid. We're missing a knob here. Well, you would pull these out. This would give you your writing surface. So you could pull your chair up to it, actually use the desk, and everything you'd ever want or need would be in the top half. Again, you can see the matched veneer. You see this line here?
Yes.
This is actually a piece of veneer that's split in two. You can see the seam here, and what it does, it gives it a mirrored effect. This piece of veneer is identical to this piece of veneer.
Yes.
Again, with the line inlay going all the way around. Very nice.
Jimmy estimates the value of the desk secretary at $15,000, but there's no price tag that can be put on the next item Mr. B shows Jimmy.
This is a John Adams letter written by the gentleman who was second president of the United States.
This is an Adams letter?
Yes, I've got it. I found
May I?
it. I found, just
Can
be
I-
very careful with it.
This is the second president of the